Templeton football assistant coach Sam Lowe has battled through the unthinkable, and he's persevered through everything that has came his way. It's his journey that makes him that much more special, not just as a coach, but as a father, husband, and person.
Corner. Go!
In 2006, assistant coach Sam Lowe landed in Templeton, but little did he know how much his life would change 10 years later.
I was diagnosed with renal failure, kidney failure, stage 5. I was then put on dialysis.
You know, dialysis is incredibly taxing physically on you, and Sam has always been a very tenacious person. Started to really mess with his, mental state.
While on dialysis, he was placed on a transplant list for a pancreas and a kidney. But in the meantime, he had a stroke, and the battle continued to get harder.
I was tired, and I wasn't sure what the next day, knowing the diagnosis.
He just was able to push through every single moment. You know, when you're on dialysis, it's not day to day, it's moment to moment, and he just never gave up.
2 years later, Sam's life was changed forever once again, but this time for the better.
Somehow, by the grace of God, I had a donor, and I don't know her name, but she's from Northern California and gave me the gift of life.
I knew he didn't want to die. I knew that. Even though he didn't always have the ability to say it, I knew he didn't want to leave our children and he didn't want to leave our grandchildren.
Now I'm making the most of it. Like I said, none of this happened to me, it happened for me. And that's what has gotten me through. I want to give that back to the young men that I coach and my community.
And after 10 years away from Templeton, Don Crow returned as the head coach in 2019, and the first thing he could think of is getting Sam back on as an assistant.
I think the coaching accelerated his recovery. In fact, I'm sure it did.
It was just the icing on the cake. For him to be on the field with all these young people, they give him so much life.
Really incredible that he went through all of that and he's still making such a big impact in the community for young guys like me, you know.
The amount of support that I received from my community and my wife. Without my wife and someone like that in my corner, I wouldn't be here.
And now Sam Lowe is a current assistant coach for the Eagles, doing what he loves and continuing to shine his light and inspire the Templeton community and those around him.
Everything that happens in your life is there for a reason. Learn from it and keep going forward.
He's a great guy, and he's honestly one of my favorite people, and I'm very glad I met him.
He makes us all better. He's just a driving force behind a lot of young men getting better, and getting better not only as football players, but more importantly, getting better as people.
Pretty amazing story that Sam has, and it's just inspirational to see the way he's persevered through everything.
Definitely.
Setting a great example as well, obviously.
Yeah.
Thanks.